And we're back.
We're back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I am Joe.
And I'm Kokoy.
Together we are
TITOS with bass ukulele. Okay. Joe, I have a special one for you.
What do you
Okay,
got?
we've usually been featuring ukuleles made out of wood and hollow. Now we did feature some electric acoustic ukuleles or maybe electric but solid body ukuleles. But here we have a very unique instrument because it is a bass ukulele, but it's so mini that you can't even call it a mini because a mini bass is usually a 3/4 or 1/2. This is like a baby bass.
Wow.
Right. So we're featuring this because unlike most of the bass ukuleles that you find in the market, which is usually these very acoustic bodied bass ukuleles that even have nylon strings, this one is practical an electric bass that's shrunken down.
Let's show it off. Let's show it off.
Now, I would like you to hold it to see how small it is.
It's so heavy. It's so heavy.
Yes, because it is solid body all the way, and I'm seeing quality for me all the way as well. So what you have here is a ash body, which is in itself a nice instrument to find. You can see the usual nice wood grain of an ash body. Okay, but you would see that the neck is not built like one piece.
Yeah, let's show it off.
All right. If you notice, this neck seems to be built with multiple pieces, right?
So this is ash. What did they
Yes.
use for?
Well, the neck is a mix of different woods. So at this point, some of them are probably mahogany, some are probably maple, but it's really all over the place. But it's nicely put together. Usually they do that for these kinds of bass instruments that are in a way naturally finished. You'd find this in other big brands where they actually use different woods.
I mentioned this a while ago. I love the grain. I'm totally happy they didn't paint over it.
I'm also glad that they didn't paint over. I think they were trying to copy those expensive big bass ukulele instruments, electric bass guitars that are actually done in this exotic wood look.
Earlier, before we started recording, I asked you, is this one solid piece of wood? And you said, no, it's...
No, this one, even if you can actually make it with one piece of solid wood. Okay, this is the BATKING bass ukulele. This brand itself is a China brand, which means that it is within the entry to mid-range instruments. So to put this together, they actually made two pieces. And the funny part is that one piece is down here. I think that is to actually take advantage of the graining. Yeah, one piece is down here. When you find that in guitars, even with big guitars, don't worry. In a way, it won't split on you, but at least it won't split in the middle. You can still play the whole thing. But it's usually done either because of the type of wood, like the graininess over here, it's not book matching. So that means that they can actually just cut it.
Yeah, so, how does this sound?
Now, okay, this sound, again, it's magnetic, so we have to put it up with the amplifier. For this testing, we will be running it through the Sennheiser microphone, but it's, what we call the basically cabineting, or what we do is that we point the mic straight to the amplifier. I'll be just using a regular electric guitar amplifier, because most of us guys, we have different instruments, but maybe just one amplifier. So even a ukulele sometimes will run through. So this one is just gonna run through. The levels are okay because one, it's really tiny and something. But I'll let you know, and you will notice that there's something different about something this small. So let's move up to our sound sample. Okay, Joe, that was our sound sample. Did you notice anything?
It's bassy.
That is true. It is bassy.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
There is such a thing as a short scale bass, right?
Yes.
Is this what it is, or is this even shorter than a short scale?
Okay, this is a very ultra short scale. Okay, a short scale bass. Okay, for those people who are into bass as well, a regular bass scale from nut to bridge is about 32 inches, right? A full long scale is 34. A short scale, it starts from 30. Now this is a very short scale. You want to measure it?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, go off screen.
Let me do it.
Right, let's measure our.
This is our official tape measure.
Yeah, show it off. Huh? There you go.
There you go. Official tape measure right here.
Okay. So again, the scale is depending on the nut to the. Well, what do you see? 17.
17 and a half.
Yeah, 17 and a half. That would put us in short scale. That actually is supposedly ukulele scale, right? But this is a full low E bass guitar, bass ukulele. So the reason I get confused is because it acts like a bass because it's tuning to low E, which is normally what you find in those big nylon strings.
Yes, I've seen those. I've seen several manufacturers with those electroacoustic U basses.
Yes, the U bass. This is a bass. So U bass is usually as well on the low E side. However, again, the low E is tuned like a regular bass guitar, but this is shrunken. And when you do that, you have to change something, right? So one of the negatives that you find when you read the reviews on this is that it will sound weird and won't even make a sound out of these humbucker pickups because the manufacturer, when they sent this to me, it was strung up with a very, very short scale, light strings, which is probably they thought that it's supposed to be a smaller ukulele bass, so it has to have light strings so the tension. However, if you have light strings, you would have a harder time going down to low E. So at factory, you might actually receive this tuned to high E, which is basically just like playing at the top strings of a regular guitar.
So you've changed the strings.
That is what I did. When I found it strange that why would I buy a bass guitar ukulele that will sound like a regular, practically it's a baritone ukulele with thick strings. I decided that when you keep shortening your scale to make it actually adjust to your sound, you have to make your gauge thicker, right? So that's also a rule of thumb with strings is that when you're coming shorter to the body, you have to change your gauge to match the tension to your playing style. Otherwise, you'd either be, bouncing around because it's too light, or in some cases it might actually be too tight that it will rip everything off. But this, since it is a solid body, you can actually technically put anything, and it will take it. Especially, it has a truss rod.
So
Right.
okay, so your strings here, this is what you'd normally find on a normal size bass.
No, actually, this is a very heavy strings. If your normal bass strings is roughly around 100 on the low E side or 105 gauge, this probably would be like a 140. I had to take it from a 6-string because a 6-string bass, they usually have it on the heavy side. So I had to take it only because that's the one available here in our on our local market. That was one of the only few sets that are available. But if you can find the lowest and string it up to this, it will actually sound very bassy, as you've noticed, and you can actually play it. It's just it's going to be weird that your lead guitarist will have a very normal sized guitar, and here you go. I mean, a bassist already get the flack, right?
Okay, what are the things to watch out for? Like, what don't you like about this?
Okay. Actually, I like it.
So
Would you
it's
believe it? It's
all
only
positive.
$200 for this one. U-base will usually start for 300 if you're looking for the branded ones. This is just $200. It comes with a bag. It's BATKING once again, a BATKING. It's from China. When you notice, it asked me, no, when you ask me about does this look like anything familiar to you, is because it's somehow a tribute or an homage to some of those more expensive
Yeah.
electric ukulele bass.
I want to show off the grain. Like,
Okay, the
folks,
grain is coming from again. Ashwood is a nice wood that they use for professional. It comes when you see grain like this, it would usually be ashwood or pine wood. But okay, it's kind of solid and heavy. That means it's actually ashwood. Ashwood is what you would usually find in the more premium guitars from most of the brands.
so you changed the thicker strings, right?
Yes, did I adjust the nut?
Well, aside from that nut, this part of
Oh
the
yeah.
tuner.
Okay, when you are buying this from factory, one thing that they will send you are these they're open. Okay, what you can see, they're actually you call slot tuners. All right. Okay, it's actually basically like a slot. Usually for bass guitars you would find this, but this is on the modern tuner, not the jazz bass tuner. You can actually just slip to lock the string in place. You slip it through the slot. When it's like this, that you have to change the size of the string. The reason that they designed it this way is that you can just use a coin or a screwdriver, just gently, and I mean gently because you can break the slot. Gently, just move it, open it up a bit. So you kind of open up the slot so that you can actually put a thicker string, and that means that you can actually just lock it in place. The string manufacturers, to solve that, usually on bass guitars, you would have at the end tapering strings so that the wound is actually thinning. But in this case, because I had to cut from a full scale,
I don't see
I'm
the
getting
tapering.
no tapering there. But with all bass instruments, you don't usually change strings that much.
You-
They'll last forever.
Okay, you've mentioned in the past something about the grounding here.
Yes. Okay, this is now a full electric magnetic pickup. Now this is something that is not as apparent when you're using the regular nylon strings because they're nylon. What are you grounding? Okay, with electric guitars, just like this one, you're moving into the electric guitar world where grounding can be an issue. You see that we have a lot of electronics moving around, so grounding is a noise. We call it 60 cycle hum. But in truth, to be able to minimize that, it's not going to take it away forever. So you have to ground the strings somewhere, usually to the body of you or whatever contact goes to the ground, right? So normally you'd have to put a grounding wire, and we put it in the bridge, which is mostly metal. It also acts as the connection to the strings. So whenever you hold the strings and play it, the ground goes away, the sound, the noise. That's in theory.
We forgot to answer the question a while ago. So you've adjusted.
Yes, I
this,
adjusted this. I opened it up.
and what about the nut?
Yes, when you also change string gauges, you might have to adjust the nut. Now, what happens when you have to go back to that size nut? Okay,
Change the nut.
we will have some tips episode on that. But in short, when you want to get back to a thinner gauge, super glue and some magic can usually help you. As long as it becomes solid again and you file it again to the right size. Because if you don't want to change the nut itself, you can do that. How about you? Is there anything that grabs you to that instrument?
If I were younger, back in pre-teens, and I wanted the bass guitar, this would be it.
I wish they made something like this. The smallest bass at that time was probably the Steinberger headless, but now you have a
the
ukulele-sized bass.
Steinberger headless. Oh, new wave days.
Yes, the Steinberger headless. I wish they made the headless ukulele bass. But this one in itself, for $200 with the case, it is definitely a yes. But again, watch out for that that this will probably come with a thinner gauge and it won't make you any sound if you tune it to low E. So when you get it and it doesn't tune to low E, that means you need thick strings.
So, this is a definite yes, you would recommend it.
Definite yes, while it's still available from BATKING. BATKING is the brand that's stuck on this. However, again, these are Asian-made instruments.
So
you might actually find it in different brands, but so far I've only seen BATKING at the moment. And when you do get this, it's worth the $200 because it's practically one of the cheapest ukulele bass that you can find. And it is electric, so you can full slap this all you want.
At this point, I'd like to encourage everyone.
Yes.
Please like our videos, subscribe. It helps keep us going.
What more is this if you send us your ukuleles for free? No, but seriously, we'd like to really thank you for the people who have supported us all this way to our more than 10 episodes already.
and once again, everything that we reviewed here so far, we own it. We bought it. It's part of our collection. And we've actually spent quite some time with our instruments before we get around to reviewing it. So this isn't like I'll play with it for a day, then okay, I'll review it. No.
No, we actually buy it. We've kept it in our collection or played with it. Then we just like to share our opinions to you who would like to buy something like this someday. And we do encourage that to build your own collection. Okay.
Yes, remember the N+1 rule. If you know it, yeah, you're on your way.
Yes. And
So-
with that,
Hey, watch out for future episodes.
yes, watch out for more of these interesting ukuleles or instruments. Thank you again, and we will catch you in our next episode.